This is 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV. I'm Derek Gilbert with 5 things you need to know for this Tuesday, September 10th, 2024. Item number 5 today, Israel. Erdogan calls a meeting. Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan calling a meeting of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation. He wants an emergency summit to discuss the war in Gaza and what he's calling Israel's attacks on Jerusalem. That's where Israel's government is located. I'm pretty sure Israel is not attacking Jerusalem, but that's how he's framing it. After a cabinet meeting in Ankara, Erdogan claimed that Israel was targeting the Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem. That is the mosque on the Temple Mount, the one with the gray dome, not the Dome of the Rock. That's the one with the golden dome. But he's saying that this is Israel's expansionist drive. Jerusalem and the mosque, he says, are Ankara's, Turkey's red line. His comments came after 2 days after he called on other countries in the Muslim world to unite against Israel, which he claims wants to conquer other nations in the region. Quote, Israel will not stop at Gaza. After conquering Ramallah, it will want the lands of Syria and Lebanon, end quote. What's really going on here is Erdogan wants to reestablish the caliphate, the Ottoman Empire, which dissolved just over 100 years ago, 1922, following World War I. He sees himself as the new caliph. Turkey, again, the basis or the home base of the Ottoman Empire. He's trying to put the band back together. Item number 4, debate night. Tonight, debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. This may be the only debate of the campaigns. Harris's campaign has been very cagey about blaming Trump for not scheduling more debates. But again, anybody who's watched the campaign with any degree of interest knows that Trump is willing to debate. In fact, he agreed to all of the rules imposed by Democrats for the Biden debate, which I don't think they expected him to do. He basically called their bluff. Once they realized that Biden was not going to be the candidate for the second debate, and again, this may be the only one between Harris and Trump, they tried to change the rules because they want to create a viral moment where she can condescendingly say to President Trump, the way she did with Vice President Pence in 2020, I'm speaking, because she's got nothing to run on. Anyway, this will be streamed tonight beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. ABC News will be broadcasting it, but other networks will carry it as well. CBS for sure, NBC probably. If you don't watch live television, we've cut the cable years ago. There are plenty of streaming networks, Disney Plus, Hulu, a number of other sites that will be carrying it on a streaming platform so you can watch it. It'll be entertaining, if not informative, but then presidential debates in the television area are not about informing, really. They are about trying to create those viral soundbite moments, especially with social media, things that you can clip and send to TikTok. That's what they're looking for, and that, again, is why the Harris campaign wanted the mics left on the whole time, trying to prod Trump into interrupting her, making him look mean, or giving her the opportunity to say, I'm speaking. She's got no policies on which to run except the policies that she's supported for the last 5 years that she is now reversing because she wants to get elected. Topic number 3, California dreaming. Once again, the land of, well, California, just showing what happens when you turn any political entity into a one-party state. It's just not good for the people who live there. Black activists in California are very upset because reparations have been tabled. A couple of bills that would have just had the government paying black Californians, descendants of slaves, have been tabled. 2 weeks ago, the California legislature approved some proposals allowing for the return of land or compensation to families whose property was unjustly seized by the government and issuing a formal policy for laws and practices that have harmed black people. But California was admitted to the Union in the 19th century as a free state. Slavery was never legal in California, so it's not clear how many people would have benefited from these bills that did pass, and none of them would have allowed for direct payments to African Americans, which is what the reparations activists wanted. So after hours of heated debate a week ago Saturday, state lawmakers left out 2 bills, Senate Bills 1403 and 1331, that would have created a fund and an agency to oversee reparations payments. Again, paying descendants of slaves who could never have been slaves in California because it was never legal in California. Well, State Senator Stephen Bradford, who wrote the bills, said they failed to move forward because other Democrats in the Black Caucus were afraid that Governor Gavin Newsom would veto the bills. And he probably would have, because when push came to shove, Republicans in the California Assembly called the bluff of Democrats, said, okay, you want reparations? Let's see you push that through and see what happens. And suddenly they were faced with the price tag of these reparations bills, realized the state of California, which is already running a deficit, didn't have near the money to pay what the activists want. In addition, you would have the political blowback as voters of other ethnicities, white, Asian, Latino, said, hey, my ancestors weren't even here. Look, many of us white Americans, most of my family didn't get here until after slavery was no longer a thing. So there would be political fallout. And looking at that, plus the damage to California's state budget, the Black Caucus tabled the bills so Governor Newsom wouldn't be put in the awkward political situation of having to veto the bills and face the pushback from... Anyway, the bottom line here is that Democrats like Gavin Newsom and others at the national level are more than happy to play identity politics while it benefits them, but when the price tag comes, yeah, they show their real colors. Topic number 2, loose lips sink ships. That's a saying from World War II, but apparently high-speed internet access can also sink ships for a variety of reasons. Not least of which is operational security. A crew's internet access is restricted while a ship is deployed. It preserves bandwidth for the mission, but it also keeps the ship safe from online attacks. And because when you're at sea, your connection to the internet has to be through a satellite uplink, signals intel, open to perhaps adversarial powers. Well, senior enlisted leaders on board the USS Manchester combat ship installed and secretly used their own Wi-Fi network during a deployment anyway. This was according to an internal Navy investigation obtained by the Navy Times. Rank and file sailors on the ship lived without the level of internet connectivity that you get used to on shore, but the chiefs installed a Starlink satellite internet dish on top of the ship and used their own private Wi-Fi network to check sports scores, text home, stream movies, etc., etc. How they thought they would keep a Wi-Fi network secret, I don't know. Obviously, it didn't stay secret. Anyway, now, this seems unfair because, again, the rank and file sailors didn't have access to it. That's not good for morale, but again, that's the least of your worries. It's a good way to advertise your position to potential adversaries. You might as well paint a target on your ship. Anyway, the command's senior chief responsible for setting up the unauthorized network was court-martialed. I mean, she tried to lie her way out of it, according to the article at the Navy Times. She was demoted. What's really striking is that she reportedly has a background in Navy intelligence. She should have known better. But apparently for her and for the colleagues she roped into the scheme, many of whom also got punished because they didn't report it, getting online was more important than operational security. This is not how you run a superpower. Coming up, colonizers in space. Oh no, that's next on 5 and 10.
We want to make sure you know how you can get your copy of this incredible new work in the Carl Gallup's Ultra Collection. When you order this amazing collection from the skywatchtvstore.com, you'll receive the brand new book, Eyes to See, Is Our World Ready for the Coming Visitation by the legendary Pastor Carl Gallups, where for the first time ever, you'll discover what the Israel link truly is and the gravitas prophetic significance it holds in the times we're living in right now. You will learn about the real-life supernatural encounter that will open your eyes to see the spiritual realm like never before. Eyes to see will make certain you are spiritually ready for the coming visitation. And it uncovers massive treasures of astonishing insight previously hidden in Scripture and revealed specifically for our day. You'll also receive the amazing books The Summoning, Preparing for the Coming Days of Noah, and Glimpses of Glory by Pastor Carl Gallups that take you from the Garden of Eden to Jesus' glorious return, and a cosmic collision of biblical truth that explodes to life upon the tapestry of the mind and soul. For a very limited time while supplies last, you'll also receive The Summoning Companion DVD. Join Pastor Carl Gallups for this incredible, exclusive two-part sermon. From living without fear in the midst of our prophetic age, to the questions surrounding what Jesus is telling his people through the prophecy of the fig tree and the return of Israel. This companion DVD is a must-have. These items hold a retail value of $85. Yours now for your donation of only $40, which includes free shipping to all U.S. orders. So don't delay. You can scan the QR code on your screen right now using the camera app on your phone for instant access to this special opportunity. You can also visit us at skywatchtvstore.com or call 1-844-750-4985 and ask for the Carl Gallups Ultra Collection.
Item number 1 today, colonizers in space. Wesleyan University Dean of Social Sciences Mary Jane Rubenstein, a philosopher of science and religion, also affiliated with the school's Feminist Gender and Sexuality Studies program, which comes as no surprise, says she's noticed how many of the factors that drove European Christian imperialism have been put to use in high-speed, high-tech forms, specifically space exploration. She wrote a paper wondering if colonial practices like exploitation of environmental resources and the destruction of landscapes, all in the name of ideals such as destiny, civilization, and the salvation of humanity, will be part of man's expansion into space. Well, yeah, we can hope so. Rubenstein argues that various indigenous beliefs stand in stark contrast with many in the industry's insistence that space is empty and inanimate. For example, Australian natives who say that their ancestors guide human life from their home in the galaxy. The Inuit, who claim their ancestors actually live on celestial bodies, like, the host in heaven. This is a very ancient belief. We read about that in the Bible. Moses was told to warn the Israelites not to do it. The Navajo, who hold the moon as sacred. And so for this reason, we should not go into space unless we promise to hold those celestial bodies as sacred. Mars Society President Robert Zubrin addressed this in an op-ed piece 4 years ago, in which he tore apart a manifesto from a DEI group at NASA, that's Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. They argued, quote, "We must actively work to prevent capitalist extraction on other worlds," end quote. Zubrin noted that since the DEI argument makes no sense on a scientific basis, it had to resort to a combination of ancient pantheistic mysticism and postmodern socialist thought, stating that even though there's no evidence of even microbes on planets like Mars, quote, "harming them would be as immoral as anything that was done to Native Americans or Africans," end quote. Yep, that's the irony here. Postmodern socialist thought, even though they think they're atheistic, they're actually neo-pagans. And they're trying to apply it towards exploration in space. Hey, look, if we can mine the asteroids, go for it. This week on Skywatch TV, we're talking with Pastor Carl Gallups. His eye-opening book, Eyes to See, just another in a long line of books from Carl Gallups that are just jaw-dropping. Don't miss the program. Carl is always a delight, always educational, always entertaining. You can watch the program right now at skywatchtv.com. All of our video content is always there at the website. You can watch it over the air. Our broadcast schedule posted at skywatchtv.com/channels. Now, if you got a set-top box like Apple TV or Roku, add the Skywatch TV channel to it. You can watch it on your big screen. You can also do that by downloading our free mobile app to your smartphone or tablet and using Google's Chromecast or Apple's AirPlay to send it to your smart TV. That works just as well. This brings the content right to your smartphone or tablet, bypassing the gatekeepers of big tech. We've got apps for iOS, Android, and Amazon Kindle Fire phones and tablets, and we've got links to their app stores at our website, skywatchtv.com/app. And follow 5 in 10 online. We're at YouTube at 5 in 10, on X, formerly Twitter, at 5_in_10. And thank you for watching as we keep watch. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. I'm Derek Gilbert. This is 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV.